Cause it's the bottom line. The Stone Cold said so.
Feed me more.
You just made the list.
Oh shit! What's up, armchair bookers? Yeah, this is our second. We got maybe a minute in, and our kind of technical difficulties fucked up. Whatever. But anyway, so that's why I said I waited for Pete to make that weird noise that time. Weird ass. Anyway, Call It in the Ring podcast. As I said, episode Who in the Fuck Cares or Who Knows, because we're not consistent enough yet. I'm Jazz. I'm here with my dude.
Hey guys, you know who it is, what's going down, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It's me, Pete. I believe on the show. Pete, what's up?
You believe? You're not sure?
Look, man, I'm a man of many names.
What? You saw you get mad. Hey, bro.
Look, man.
Wait a minute. Don't question me. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. No,
I got
like
issues.
What the fuck did you just say? What the hell? You
That I
right?
got issues.
Ooh, split personality having ass. Anyway, Call It in the Ring podcast, y'all. Podcast that we are getting back into, and we are going to do as weekly and consistently as possible. And like I said, we said in the past one, getting back into it, everything WWE main roster. So, Money in the Bank we will be talking about, and whatever happens on Raw and Smackdown weekly. Not really NXT or 205 Live or, NXT UK and things like that. Maybe here and there, but anyway, for the most part.
AKA the Walter Show.
What, is it?
NXT UK? I was going to say the Pete Dunne Show because the guy had the title since it started, but then Walter showed up.
Did you see, real quick, speaking of...
I did, and I love it. NXT, that is some final boss right there. It's like NXT Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne versus Walter.
Because it's just, Pete Dunne, you beat everybody. You beat everybody on the show. For 2 years, you just run roughshod. But have you beaten Walter? Who the fuck is Walter? Who the fuck is this guy?
I don't know anything about NXT UK.
I don't either. I just know from the montage.
Walter, but first of all, the two of them, congrats. They told that fucking story well and played both their parts. Pete Dunne with his brawling, methodical, like tear you apart shit. Walter being the big man, but like a stoic big man. They both played their parts very well.
Oh no, it was godlike. Like I said, I don't know anything about NXT UK either. I just know it from that montage that said, "Hey, here's why these two are fighting," and it's apparently
NXT.
Yeah, apparently it was Pete Dunne shits on everybody for 2 years, and then Really Regal's like, "Oh yeah, well, do you know anything about Walter?" And he's like, "Who the fuck is Walter?" And then Walter shows up and beats him. It's like, wait, who the fuck is this guy? Oh, that's who Walter is. And that music. Sorry.
Yeah, because it's like classical shit. And his entrance is the shit, because it's like a white background with his silhouette with the classical stuff, and he's standing there with his arms behind his back, and it's just a silhouette.
Like that.
Big ass dude.
Like that. That's some final boss shit. Like, wait, what do you mean? Who's Walter? Oh, God, no.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, and real quick, too, I was going to say rest in peace to Umaga, but I think Umaga may be the only other person I know to carry the title in his mouth next to Pete Dunne.
Probably.
So, yeah, I'm just saying. I love custom, like, when I say custom, I mean personal.
I know what you mean.
Personal title, like either like the way they carry it or like win poses. Like I love
Seth Rollins helicopter
swinger. Yeah, and every time he does it, I'm like, he got to make sure he got a tight grip because he let that fucker go.
Those things are heavy.
Hell yeah, they are. Hell yeah, they are. Or well, who else did it? The way the Rock would like carry the fucking
Yeah,
title to the ring, like he didn't give a shit. He
Stone
would carry
Cold
the ring
also
like
carried it like he didn't give a. They both carried it that way.
Bubba Ray would put it around his neck, but I think it was because he was too fat. I'm just gonna be honest.
Well,
Like,
the big man do around the neck or over the shoulder. That's why Big Show did the shoulder thing. Let's
I'm trying
be
to think
honest.
who else did some like personalized title stuff. I don't know.
Plenty.
I'm just trying. I can't think of anybody offhand. But yeah, anyway. That being said, speaking of NXT, we can hop right into before we get into some full this week shit. We can go. So apparently, the superstar shakeup is ongoing until WWE figures it the fuck out. So yeah. So that being said, Andrade
Pretty much until Fox decides, okay, we're okay with taking the show in the fall.
Andrade and Zelina Vega were only on Raw for one match. And then they went to SmackDown after wrestling Finn Balor on Raw last week. They were like, "Nope, Finn, you can't get away from us, motherfucker," and wrestled them again. And
I like how their storyline made it that way.
Yeah, they kind of did. No, that's true. Which, if you're gonna do it, at least do it that way. One thing that a lot of people were talking about, which is true, is speaking of storyline making shit certain ways. They kind of just split shit up and act like nothing happened. Like Samoa Joe, yeah, okay, Samoa Joe did have the flu or whatever last week, so he couldn't be on Raw. But Samoa Joe just showed up on Raw like he was always there. And it's like, y'all could at least have more of a hullabaloo about, hey, Joe, what the fuck are you doing here? You weren't on the show, instead of, oh, this is normal.
I mean, it probably still worked.
But you know what I mean? Like,
and I say probably people at home because I missed the first hour of Raw. I was traveling.
Oh, you did, right? That's right. Yeah, you just told me that off air. Yeah, no, okay. So we'll get to what happened at Raw, whatever. But no, Samoa Joe shows up on Raw, you know, with the rest of the 6 people in that triple threat shit they did, and he just showed up, and it was like, oh yeah, Samoa Joe's here. The superstar shakeup is ongoing, but it was just announcements, and I'm just like, okay, we're gonna act like he wasn't on SmackDown 2 weeks ago. Like if
they just said the superstar, they're explaining it was saying the superstar shakeup's still going on.
But what I'm saying is with just a throwaway sentence from Corey Graves. That's what I mean. If I'm a casual fan who doesn't keep up with behind the scenes shit like our fucking, you know, diehard asses do, I'm gonna be like, the fuck? Wasn't he just throwing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, whatever. And I'm glad they finally broke up Aleister Black and Ricochet. They did that shit.
Well, he had to go with his wife.
Yeah, that's something they did too. Everybody was talking about Ricochet on Raw, and then Aleister Black is on SmackDown. And yeah, everybody is saying, which it does seem like it is the case, is that they didn't want to break up the couples. So Aleister and Zelina are on SmackDown, and then you got fucking what's the name, Andrade and Charlotte are now a thing. So people are saying that supposedly this is rumors.
Yeah, that's why he's about to get pushed.
Well, I wasn't even gonna say that. I was saying that supposedly Charlotte has pull, so she.
Well, I mean, she does.
Yeah. So, but no, I'm saying she has pull, so supposedly she's the reason why they called him back. On top of Fox wanting more Latino representation.
Yeah, I heard both of those. I heard Fox is why they put him on the show, and Charlotte's the reason why they're gonna like start making him better, like received.
I heard,
or better pushed. I hope she makes him give him his name back.
Andrade Cien Almas it just sounded better, bro. Like, okay, Alexander Rusev. Okay, I'm cool. Rusev is just fine. I get that. That's cool. Okay. Mustafa Ali, I did kind of like. I think if you were gonna go one name, you should have picked Mustafa over Ali. But Andrade Cien Almas, the whole thing, I like all of that.
Andrade Cien Almas.
And the logo behind him when he comes out is still ACA. Like the fuck? Like it's still the little ACA shit that they had.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well, Heath
so
Slater still says we're a 3-man band in his theme song, even though it
he
starts with
fucking
I'm a
does.
1-man band.
He fucking
Yeah,
does.
he still has the 3MB theme song. It's still real to him, damn it. He still.
That took me a second to get where
He
you were fucking going, bro.
he still has the 3MB theme song, even though it starts off with "I'm just one man, but I'm the 1-man band," and then it just goes into the 3MB theme song, which they used even when he was in a tag team with Rhino. So he's the 1-man, 3-man band as a tag team of 2 people.
Well,
They were the 2-man, 1-man, 3-man band. That's what they were.
Me and you have talked about this, and you told me how like that kind of like you're not like pissed, but you're like, what the fuck with that shit.
I love it in hindsight, just because the man still uses that theme song to this day. He's still holding on to the dream.
But what I was saying was, but Heath Slater wasn't on the show or whatever. And where has Heath Slater even been anyway? But anyway, so off that. But also speaking of 3MB and returns that nobody gave a fuck about, Jinder Mahal.
Well,
Hey.
yeah, SmackDown. But are we just freeforming this, or are we talking about Raw and then SmackDown? We're kind of just freeforming this.
What I was gonna do was I was just gonna talk about a little bit of like because the Superstar Shakeup is both, so I was just getting that out the way for us to give our opinion on that. So unless you got a little more opinion about the shit,
I don't really have an opinion about it's the Superstar Shakeup. They're trying to do things. Well, if they go like, hey, it's a 2 or 3 week period, as long as they're not in October, and the Superstar Shakeup is still going on, like
right.
There's room. Realistically, you know, in sports with off seasons, the off season lasts more than a fucking week. You know, free agency trading and all that.
That you say, you know, next week, such a big deal, Superstar Shakeup, and then the week after you're like, ooh, we fucked up.
But like, WWE's biggest quote unquote problem right now is they have too much talent.
Yeah, that's why you have
Yes.
Well, you have nothing but 6-man, 6-woman, 8-man, 8-woman tag matches, and then they switch that up by having 2 triple threats.
And that's why people keep leaving, because you can't push everybody, and people are mad that they're not the ones getting pushed.
Well, speaking of people leaving, let's go into one more thing, because we didn't fully talk about this. So let's talk about it, not spend a lot of time, but let's talk about what do you think about this whole Sasha Banks thing?
She's leaving. As I believe used to be Naomi's catchphrase, "Girl, bye." No, I'm kidding.
That was Naomi's catchphrase. Yeah, Naomi. I appreciate Naomi for being as fully black as she can fucking be.
It wasn't Naomi.
Well, no, Naomi. No, Naomi was doing the whole like I'm a statue ball.
It was Cameron with the "Girl, bye."
Oh, Cameron did "Girl, bye." Naomi did the like I'm a statue.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So I appreciate both of them for going like full black with it, because that's black woman. Like, that's only black woman I know. Like I'm a statue.
I don't know why. I just pictured the most stereotypical character and just slapping her across the face.
Jesus
when
Christ.
You said going full black with her, just bitch. Just
I mean, we did Crime Time. So.
Yo. Grab a 40 and check her over. It's crime time.
Stereotypically black on the male side as we could, but WWE don't do that shit. I'm joking. Please don't do that.
Do it.
No.
Do it. It's out there.
I mean, the closest we got to super stereotypical black woman I can think of was Shelton Benjamin's mama, but let's not start talking about that. God. Anyway. But no. So. From what I heard for this week, because the whole thing with Sasha Banks is that Sasha Banks, she got mad, and somewhat understandably so, but she got mad about the Boss and Hug connection with the whole feud with Bayley fucking not going no goddamn where. Then the Boss and Hug connection when they fucking team up and they win the titles, and she was told that they would keep the titles for a good amount of time. They kept the titles,
and they went out and like promoted about trying to make the titles matter, and then they lose it in their first defense because. To the Iconics of all people, and then they like describe it like with Corey Graves, which I mean, if I was in Corey Graves' shoes in character, let's say, I'd mention it too. that's the curse of Sasha Banks. She can win all the titles in the world, but don't ask her to defend any of them.
But what I was getting at was I heard this week because
and I'd be pretty pissed if that was my character too.
Hell yeah. But no, so Sasha, she asked to be let out of her contract, and WWE didn't say that they would let her out of her contract. But what I heard this week, like WWE just gave her time off, which is why the whole like Bailey last week thing about like I can't reach Sasha, and she had to team with Ember. But then they moved Bailey to SmackDown, so they really not giving a fuck. But from what I heard is it appears. This is a little bit of rumor, a lot of rumor actually. This whole thing with Sasha is rumor. But it appears from what I heard that WWE is going to let Sasha's contract run out through her time off, but it's a possibility that they are going to freeze any bit of her moving to other companies because we all know AEW is slowly but surely climbing up the ranks. So yeah. Because if Sasha went to AEW, that would be a huge acquisition. So it looks
would.
like they're not going to do that.
It would, but yeah.
I
don't think it's going to be the WWE killer or anything.
I mean, it's going to take a minute. If it is, it's going to take a minute. I'm not about to jump out the window.
Well, my roommate brought up a good point. Like, they have a lot of talent there. Obviously, blah, blah, blah. If you're out there and you think the talent in AEW is better than WWE, then sure, whatever. I'm not going to argue with that. I have a lot of unpopular opinions. I happen to think WWE has a lot of talent in it.
It does have
so I'm saying, like, they have a lot of talent, but they don't have that superstar yet.
Okay.
Like, yeah, Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega, but they're not, Rollins, Reigns, Wendy, Cena,
Yeah. No, that's true. But I mean, and also too, like the juggernaut that WWE is right now. If anybody comes out of wherever to challenge them, you got to get your weight up.
Well, they're much.
You just have to.
They're more like a X3 Last Stand version of a juggernaut right now. They're not quite juggernaut. They can say all the lines, tell you, but you look and you say something's off.
Okay. They're not like like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 anchor juggernaut with X Factor when everybody else is dead.
He's not even in that game.
Huh?
He's not even in that game.
He's not in that game? Oh, well, never mind then.
Trust me. I'd have played him. I'd have beat with him.
Apparently.
I'm so sad that they didn't put him in that game. But they are more like a Deadpool. They're not a Deadpool 2 juggernaut, Okay. That's more juggernaut than X3 juggernaut. It's bigger, tears people in half. And anyway, we are going off on the tangents of tangents.
The last little bit of news with AEW, though, is the one little thing I heard. I don't know if you have anything here or there about it, but I also heard, too, that apparently Kurt Angle and Undertaker were scheduled to make an appearance at something called StarCast 2, which is an AEW fan convention, and WWE, canceled their appearances. Nah, fuck that shit. So, yeah, that was something that I heard through the little rumor mill and shit that we, wrestling fans have. So I just thought that was interesting to bring up. But anyway.
Goldust went to AEW.
Yeah, Goldust moved on, yup. And he's Dusty Rhodes now. He said goodbye to Goldust. Had a whole video and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he's going to be facing his brother at their event, I heard, too.
Yeah.
So, and they're not Rhodes. I think it's just like Cody or some shit.
No.
But
they get to keep the name Rhodes.
But I'm saying, I thought they weren't wrestling under the name Rhodes. They are?
Yeah. He's the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Oh, okay, I thought I heard it on something else. Oh, American Nightmare. I get that. Okay, cool. All right, getting into Raw. Spend a little bit of time doing a little bit of housekeeping and whatnot. Getting into Raw for this week. So you said you missed the first hour.
Jeez.
I will say to you that if you have seen almost every other Raw / SmackDown within the last year, 2 years, 3 years, you kind of know what the fuck happened. Every motherfucking body who was set up to face each other in the big matches they talked about. The person who had the title came out and talked shit. And then everybody else came out and was like, "Oh, remember me? I'm challenging for it too." But anyway, 2 triple threat matches were announced: AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe in one, Baron Corbin versus Drew McIntyre versus The Miz in the other, and then the winner of both of those would face each other later on that night, and then they are going to face Seth Rollins at what the fuck is it? Money in the Bank. So the best match of Raw was AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, and Samoa Joe, unsurprisingly. And long story short, AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin is what we ended up getting. They left Baron for a minute.
I heard the Miz match was pretty good too.
It wasn't bad. It was not a bad match. This is the thing. Baron Corbin is not a bad wrestler.
Oh, he's not.
He could get. Maybe he could be a little bit better. Okay, yeah. But honestly, he's not bad enough for me to even say he could be better. The worst thing about him is he's terrible on the mic.
See, I don't even think he is.
And his acting for backstage segments is just garbage. I'm sorry.
I'm good. We can disagree.
You think his acting is good?
For what he has to do,
And not mic skills, acting. Because mic skills and acting is two different things.
he could be better, sure, but he makes it work.
Bruh, he's wooden.
Yeah, he's not meant to be The Rock or Stone Cold or anybody.
You gotta be Rock and Stone Cold, but you.
He just gotta be some dude. Like the part of the whole fact he's even getting pushed this much is because people like you hate him so much. Because no one likes watching him on TV, and people bitch all the time, which helps amplify the fact that he's a heel, and also made him the perfect scapegoat for everything that was going wrong last year. When WWE's like, "Oh crap, our ratings are down." I know. Let's blame everything on Corbin.
I mean, I'll put it like this, man. I like Baron. I like the reinvention. I think Constable was dumb as shit. Why didn't we just say Commissioner Corbin? But that's a different story.
Because Stephanie was the commissioner.
True, that's true. But yeah, and they wanted to have some alliteration. But anyway, but no, I think the reinvention of Baron Corbin, I love it. I love the fact that Baron Corbin like shaved his head. Honestly, I no offense to nobody, but I guess maybe some. But the day I start losing my hair, if your hair is past your shoulders and you're balding, that's like cut it off. Because if you're balding with hair and it's at the neck, that's one thing. Past the shoulders, cut it off. So him cutting that shit off, I think that's a better look. I like him in the dress clothes. It's nice reinvention. All that shit, whoop-de-whoop, this, that, okay? But on the mic, he's bad. It's like Shelton Benjamin or John Morrison in the ring. And I'm not necessarily saying Baron Corbin is what Shelton Benjamin and John Morrison were in the ring. But in the ring, those two guys are amazing. On the mic, they were awful.
I'm not saying he's the best either. I'm not saying he's the best either. I'm saying he's serviceable. I'm saying there's far worse out there.
We normally go back.
I'd rather put the mic in Baron Corbin's hands than Ronda Rousey's.
I don't even know which one to say on that one, to be honest with you.
I can at least understand what Baron's saying.
Honestly, I haven't seen some of the last few because I'm getting back in and watching wrestling again. I know, big surprise, people listening. I'm sorry, armchair bookers, but honestly, I might say Ronda because at least when Ronda talks, she gives some type of passion.
Does she? I can't tell. I can't understand anything she says. She just like talks at a speed of fucking sound. Just wants to get all the lines out as quickly as possible.
But I mean, like because neither one of these two. This is like saying, would you rather get like stabbed or shot? Like neither one of them are necessarily that good.
I don't know. I like Baron.
But what I'm saying is,
I'm gonna stand by Baron.
With Ronda, what I'm getting at is Ronda, her whole like she'll be like, well, maybe you didn't, but at least there's some passion. With Baron, it's like, well, I'm someone who is to be feared. And it's like, bro, get out of here with that shit.
Like I said, it's serviceable. Is it the best?
Anyway.
Hell no. Is it the worst? Nah, it ain't that either.
Honestly, if they did push him because he lost to AJ. AJ versus Seth was like, thank you. You know, hopefully this will be good and we'll have this like be a thing. But if they did push him and it was him versus Seth, I'd have been a little upset. But honestly, I would have understood it and I wouldn't have been that mad. So, Naomi versus Billie Kay. Now, speaking of heels, who I actually appreciate for how annoying they are, I told you, the Iconics are growing on me. I think the Iconics are getting better. Speaking of mic skills. Watching them, I think they're getting better.
I think they're the same. I just think we're more used to it.
That could be the case, too. I honestly don't know.
I think we're just more used to it because you get used to it enough and it's like, okay, some of this is just straight up intentional.
True.
Like,
true.
they are intentionally bad. Like, the fuck... we're talking about Raw. Never mind.
What?
Keep going. I was going to mention something from SmackDown, but it's like, whatever.
Oh, you could have talked about it real quick if you wanted to.
But, like, their promo on SmackDown, and they're talking about Kyrie and Asuka. They're like, you guys aren't heroes. You're just... And it's like, oh my god, you're doing the whole Zeros things? Labos! Like, oh my god. You couldn't even do the fucking cliche. You had to fuck up the cliche, too. God damn it. So, like, that is just like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. I thought the same shit.
It was just the right amount of, oh my fucking god, to get a laugh out of me. So, okay.
Yep. And I told you, I like to, like, they didn't wear the whole, like, Iconics on the thing with the fire and shit. They wore, like, different stuff, but both of their attires are more team-oriented and less, like, you know, solo type stuff.
This is the blue one, and this is the one that wears black?
Yeah. Right. I appreciate that.
It weren't just the blue one and the black one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, so, now, speaking of somebody who was perfect on the mic, and that's what I said when I was watching it with Ibn, my brother, for the listening, my brother. I was watching it with him. This is what I said, man. Sami Zayn is so good on the fucking mic, and this is what I'm talking about when I say that, like, you don't always need like a billion people in the ring for every segment, WWE. Sometimes let people, I don't know. This is my thing, Pete. Let me ask you your opinion on this. Letting people sink or swim. WWE doesn't really do that lately, and you can tell when shit is scripted like fuck. But Sami Zayn is somebody who definitely, if you let him sink or swim, he swims.
Is he?
So,
I tuned it out.
Really? You didn't like it? So you're not a fan of Sami Zayn's like Mike's?
I don't know where it's going.
He just basically saying, I came back and I hate the fans now. Fuck y'all. Y'all ain't shit. It's typical heel shit, but he does it in a good way. I think.
I just want to know where it's going before I call this, like, fucking genius stuff. That's all.
Do you think Sammy's good on the mic?
I think he's okay on the mic. I don't think he is, like, fucking super genius. For one, I have no idea where this is going. But
weird.
What he says works.
Well, I'm kind of
like, I get the premise that he hates the fans now. Does he need to spend 20 minutes telling me that for no payoff?
I loved the segment. That's hilarious. But what I was going to say was...
I'm just curious. I'm not saying it's a bad idea yet. I'm not saying it's a great idea yet. I don't know if it is an idea yet. It's just there. Give me some kind of result from this. Beat somebody's ass because you're mad at the fans. That's usually what happens here. It's like, I beat up your hero because here's my 20-minute dialogue of why I beat up your hero. Not here's my 20-minute dialogue so I can have a 20-minute dialogue.
Well, this is what I was getting at though. Like, I'm not mad that we're disagreeing. I'm just saying this is funny. Like, out the gate, we've already like kind of disagreed a decent amount about some shit on Raw. That's kind of like funny.
Okay,
that makes for a good show. I like that. But anyway, but no, I loved this, like what they're doing with Sammy right now. Like now
I do watch the show with other people or with another person. So that probably helped with the zoning out because neither of us understood why. We're both Sami Zayn fans. Like, I don't have a problem with Sami Zayn. I like seeing Sami Zayn on my TV. But we were both confused of where it's going.
I loved it.
Because it's been like 3 weeks now.
Well, what I was going to say was we're at the end of April. Now, come fucking June, July, and we're still doing these promos, and there's been no fucking payoff. Then I'll be like, all right, what the fuck? But
Well,
right
I just
now,
want to know where it's going. That's all.
but right now, I'm not mad. 'Cause
If
you're right.
somebody would have fucking came out and told him to shut the fuck up, and it's like, oh, we're gonna start a rivalry with him doing this, and have somebody come out. I'm tired of listening to you. No, we're not. Oh,
No, and you're right. You're right. Like, is there an idea? Because it could be like Lacey Evans. We'll get to her, but it could be like Lacey Evans shit, where fucking I believe they didn't have an idea, and they were like, Lacey, just keep going out. Oh shit! Now we're too far gone. Just keep walking out. We don't know what to do. Just keep on
Emelina
walking
2.0.
out, and eventually we'll give you something. Yeah, Emelina. Oh god.
It was Emelina 2.0.
Oh god damn. Yes. And he's like, Lacey, just keep walking out, Lacey, and eventually we'll figure this out. The number one person in the company next to Kofi is a woman, Becky. Yeah, okay, so go out there and fight Becky, I guess? Question mark? Like, I feel like they didn't have nowhere to go with that shit. Cesaro, supposedly Cesaro beat up Cedric Alexander. Hey, Cedric Alexander, welcome. First match on Raw, lose. But no,
Yeah, the era of Alexander. Also, welcome back to Raw. It's Sheamus. Hey, Cedric, you like to jump a lot, right? Well, unfortunately for you, your opponent knows how to anti-air. Sure you can. You're done.
Anti-air. No,
you don't jump at Cesaro.
Speaking of, but no, we were talking about Sheamus last week. Like, where the fuck was Sheamus when he teamed up with Rusev?
Yeah, apparently he's done.
Okay. Yeah, supposedly this injury Sheamus has, like, they saying it's a possibility it could be career ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Which is why Cesaro just adopted his theme as his own.
I really fucking hope that I don't want anybody to get injured, let alone career ending.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I like you or not. Like I said, first of all, I think the bar and then the stuff that Sheamus has done within the last year or 2 years has been some of the best of I like from him. But whether I like you or not, I don't want anybody to get a career-ending injury.
Mm-hmm.
So I really hope that's not the case. And I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with Cesaro now, because when they were pushing the shit out of him and the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal happened, which seemingly was created just to push him, I don't know. They just kind of didn't do nothing with him, and I feel like now they really won't. So who knows? We'll see. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Usos talk shit to the Revival because the Usos are on Raw now. Always nice to get a promo from the Usos. I think the Usos are great ever since they let them do this whole down since day one-ish Uso penitentiary shit. Do we give a fuck about the Revival?
I don't know. Do the Usos go hard all day, all night? Are they proud Southern people who are ready to fight that say yeah?
Not so much.
Yeah. No, I like the Revival's theme, and I like the Revival as a team. Obviously, I don't like them storyline-wise, because clearly they've been made out to be a joke.
But to say, ever since they got brought up, they never did shit with them for real.
We can't say they never did shit with them. They did win the titles.
True, but how much do the titles mean in their hands? Because CM Punk, before Brock Lesnar beat it when he wasn't on the show, had the fucking title for the modern era.
Before you say the title didn't mean anything, all right. Before you say CM Punk didn't mean anything, or Brock Lesnar didn't mean anything because he didn't defend it as much as CM Punk.
No,
Brock Lesnar, when he didn't defend it as much as CM Punk, I will give you that. He had 8 total title defenses in that fucking reign, probably more. But at the same time, it made it, as much as I don't agree with him having the title as long as he did, the way they handled the Brock Lesnar thing did make it a lot more satisfying whenever he finally lost it.
But that's not what I wasn't saying that about Brock. What I was saying was, because we were comparing it to the Revival, and I was saying how much the titles mean in the Revival's hands, because I was saying before Brock Lesnar beat it,
Okay.
See, when CM Punk had the title, he had it for like 400 and something, and it was like this big record.
Well, I will.
But CM Punk was an afterthought.
Well, I will
So that's
still
what I'm
say.
saying.
Well, CM Punk's an afterthought now because WWE doesn't like him. But
At the time,
I would say that the Revival don't deserve to be compared to CM Punk, or rather the vice versa, because CM Punk felt like an afterthought. But you ask anybody who the biggest superstar was of his lifetime, it was fucking CM Punk. He felt like an afterthought. He felt like an afterthought because they didn't put him in the main event. But again, people still are like itching for him to come back. AEW.
Yeah.
Well, there was rumors that AEW wanted him.
Supposedly he made his return. Supposedly. You hear about that rumor?
I doubt it. But whatever. He's all on this like, MMA kick.
Some like masked dude showed up in like a ninja mask or some shit and like did a go to sleep, and like if not AEW, it was some like indie promotion or something. And
AEW hasn't had like
there's an interview of CM Punk saying if he ever returned, it would be in a ninja mask. So people are saying that it seems that CM Punk returned. So I don't know. I doubt it. But anyway, off that, I'm just saying like basically making this full circle. I don't really give a damn about the Revival. Look at
Revival had it for a damn month. Now, if the Revival had it, my point is, if the Revival had it for like more time than they did, then you could compare them to CM Punk. But their reign was worse than CM Punk's. But my thing is, you can't say somebody didn't get anything when they have a title reign.
Well, okay, so like I said, Booker T shouted him out in his Hall of Fame speech too. But do you care about the Revival? Because like basically what I'm saying is,
as wrestlers, yes, they're old school. Well, what the fuck else am I supposed to care about? Like, if I'm supposed to care about their storylines, no, they haven't had good storylines. But you ask me if I care about the Revival, and I'm like, yeah, I do wish they were treated a little better, but they're not.
Touche.
So it is what it is. Like, if I was someone who like literally just watched and didn't care too much about like what people could actually do in the ring and only cared about the results of matches, then no.
Touche. No, I mean that's a good point. Next we had what should have been but wasn't a match between Lucha House Party and the
part of the reason no one cares about the Revival.
Oh, yeah, the War Raiders. I mean, the Viking Experience. I mean, the Viking Raiders now. What the fuck, man? I feel like WWE.
Speaking of rumors and Charlotte's pull in the rumors, apparently one of the rumors is that Charlotte is one of the people that walked up to Vince and said the Viking Experience is a stupid name. Change it. Here, really? How about the Viking Raiders? How about you combine the two?
Because I was gonna say I feel like this was WWE. I mean, it could be that and my thinking, which was WWE's answer to the internet losing their mind. Everybody's saying WWE, this is some dumb shit.
Oh, my favorite thing. No, their response to the internet is changing the name of their finisher to the Viking Experience. Yes. I thought that was hilarious.
When they did the move and Michael Cole said the Viking Experience, I was like, Michael Cole kind of forgot to say he forgot the name changed, and then it was like, oh no, he didn't. He's telling us the name of the finisher.
Well, he said they called this the Viking Experience. I'm like, I laughed for like a good minute.
WWE would do some like middle finger to all the like smarks.
That's like, Vince
fan shit, yeah. And he'll and not just the smarks, but just like people. Period. He'll be like like supposedly Right to Censor back in the day was I heard like if I'm not mistaken was some group that was saying that wrestling was being too like risque and like envelope pushing, and their initials were RTC. So they came up with a group called Right to Censor, and then started poking fun at the shit RTC.
Oh, okay, yeah. No. WWE will take lots of things like that from real life. Like, I found, like, my roommate blew my mind when he was talking about Ann Coulter and how, like, ridiculously Tea Party she is IRL. And I don't know anything about Ann Coulter except for what he was
I don't
telling
keep up
me.
with politics.
But apparently, he was like, yeah, you didn't realize that? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, who do you think Zeb Coulter was based off of? His last name was
Holy
fucking
shit.
Coulter. I'm like, oh.
I didn't think about that. What?
No,
Apparently-
WWE likes to work their so, and Jack Swagger or Jack Swagger, Weed at the People was like full on Tea Party mode when that thing happened. So yeah,
Well, supposedly too. One more thing. Supposedly too. I saw this on something. Supposedly back in the day, when they got the Giant, who became the Big Show later on in WWF at the time.
Oh, the TBS thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that. It was supposed to be
I literally learned that this weekend, like the rumor
like
of it.
poke fun at like Ted Turner and shit. I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, so the Viking experience being the finisher, no, Vince is doing that to say fuck y'all. Welcome back, Alicia Fox. Now lose. What the fuck? That was
So Alicia Fox these days.
Like, yeah. And we, of course, again, just get more confirmation that Lacey Evans is going to fight for the Raw title against Becky at.
Can I say I hate her finisher? Because I hate her finisher.
I told you the woman's right. That move looks so bad.
It's not convinced. Like, yes, anyone can get punched in the face and fall unconscious, but she's not the Big Show. Hey, my fist is the size of your head, and thus this is a reasonable wrestling finisher. Her fucking second rope to top rope twist around moonsault. That's a finisher. That's fucking people stand up to see that shit. Like, oh shit, here she do. Look, watch it. Oh my god, not this fucking shit. Everybody throws punches.
And then, well, like I said, my thing is it looks bad because it's the fact that she like cocks back and then throws it all. It's like, okay, Lacey, come on, we gotta talk. Like, what is this?
She doesn't even do the Big Show.
And I agree too because it's like she's not like a sizable competitor on like some like China Beth Phoenix, Karma Nia Jax, like somebody who's like, oh shit, like. China punch a woman in the mouth? That would be like,
Nia Jax, when she was walking around bragging about breaking Becky's nose, if they changed her finisher to a punch, it'd be more believable.
Honestly, yes.
Nia Jax is, Nia Jax or Tamina, anyone on Team Big Bertha, that would be ridiculous.
Moving on. So Bobby Roode is grew a big old mustache and is Robert Roode now. Honestly, if they do something with this, I like it. If it goes somewhere, I like it. If it goes somewhere,
pretty much.
Right now, he kind of looks like a dumbass, but that it works though.
Yeah, I like them as Little H.
Little H.
Yeah, he looks similar to Triple H, but he's like smaller and not Triple H. Kind of like Little Nate, but Little H.
I kind of was putting two and two together. I thought that's where you were going. He beat up Ricochet, so again, they ain't found shit for Ricochet, or maybe they found something for Aleister Black on SmackDown. We'll find out. Who knows? But they ain't found nothing for Ricochet yet. And that pew, like, okay, the creak for Aleister Black getting risen up in the entrance, I don't hate that. It works because he's getting risen up, so creaky. This pew shit in Ricochet's entrance is stupid.
There's pew shit?
You haven't heard this shit? Bruh, right before Ricochet...
I like Ricochet's entrance. I feel like if I'm out there doing that entrance, like I was even telling my friends, it's like, if you're someone, especially someone that like went through the indie scene and shit like he did, flipping off of shit and all whatever, and then you get to that point where you come out and that's your fucking entrance, there's no way you don't go through that entrance every time and you just feel like, and you're just not feeling yourself like, fucking made it. Listen to that shit.
What I'm saying is, I love Ricochet's entrance too with the one and only in the laser, but I'm saying you haven't heard that pew shit they do at the beginning.
If it's there, I don't hate it.
It's fucking stupid. I think it's dumb.
I like the Ricochet thing and everything.
But whether we like Ricochet or not, WWE ain't doing shit with him because Robert.
Oh, they're doing exactly what they want to. Make him flip off of shit. If he wins and if he loses and he's the flippy guy. People will cheer for him because he's the flippy guy. And you know what? That's what's happening. They're not going to give him the title because it's the Seth Rollins show. Just like they're not giving anybody this title on SmackDown when Roman finally takes it from Kofi. It's just the Seth and Roman experience for the next X amount of years.
I was going to say this, though. If whatever you say about Ricochet, because of course, who doesn't like Ricochet? Right, he does shit that like looks like it should be impossible. But speaking of which, when's the last time they let the man hit a 630 on the main roster?
Couple times, a couple weeks ago.
Did he land it? And like win?
He did in the tag matches that weren't for the title.
See, that's what I'm saying. Let him hit one and win. But okay.
No, he did. He hit it and won. In tag matches that weren't for the title.
My bad, I missed those. Okay. Because that shit is amazing. Like, let him do that shit. I missed those.
No, that is his main roster finisher, and it does pin people when he connects. He hasn't connected it this week because there's no reason he shouldn't win if he connects it. You protect the move by letting people not get hit by it, and if they win and they didn't get hit by the finisher, well, he didn't get to hit his finisher, so that's why they won. If they get up, 1-2, kick out, yeah, it's cool for the cheap pop. Like, it's the problem a lot of people have with modern day wrestling is, finishers got nerfed.
Yes, they did.
But some finishers are still well protected. Cough, 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 the Roman spear, unless he's fighting someone on his tier.
Like he's fighting fucking Brock Lesnar.
Or Braun. Unless he's fighting someone on the same tier as him.
But yeah,
that's the same for all three of them. They kick out of each other's finishers because they're S tier, and that's what they do. You fight another S tier, and you kick out.
I just love your fighting game references throughout this shit.
It's just what it is.
Now we gotta talk about which played on both shows, but speaking of where is this going, I'm curious to see where it's going, but this Bray Wyatt shit.
I actually see everybody's hating on the fucking Funhouse thing. They're like, oh, he's not scary anymore. He's not scary anymore. What the fuck are you talking about? That shit's creepy as fuck. It's creepy in a different thing. He doesn't have to, be like, oh, look, here's the zombies. Follow the buzzards. Let me talk for 50 minutes about analogies to mosquitoes and swamps and fireflies. No, this shit's, like, unsettling. Like, the kids show thing, it's perfect, because it's, like, just the right amount of, like, something's fucking wrong with this. Like, aside from the fucking filter when he put his hands up, but, like, everything else, he's just, like, got that feel of ugh. Also, what the fuck's the deal with the rabbit? You introduced the fucking, like, other two puppets. You didn't introduce the rabbit, which someone pointed out. The rabbit, like, has hands and shit around his neck. What the is up with the rabbit? That's what someone pointed out.
He does?
That's what someone pointed out. I don't remember. I didn't see the, like, comparison, but my roommate said someone pointed that out. So it's like, what the fuck is up with this Bray Wyatt shit? It's fucking... It's creepy enough. It works. It works.
I like it.
He's not coming out and telling you, I'm the face of fear, and then losing 50 matches in a row. He's letting you be scared of him.
And what I liked about it too was, well, one thing I will say too is everybody's assuming that we know what this means, and we don't know what this means. We need to see more of this to be like, what the fuck is this? Because we got an introduction and like all of a sudden it's like, hey, I'm Bray Wyatt with this like Blue's Clues type weird.
It's great.
Playhouse.
I love it.
Yeah, I like it. But what I'm saying is everybody's like, this is his new gimmick, and I'm like, it looks like it, y'all, but we don't know what the fuck this means.
I'm fine if it is his new gimmick because it works.
I'm not saying it is or not. I'm just saying, what was this? Did I hate it? No. Did I like it? Yes. But do we know what it is?
I like it because it's kind of like when he first showed up, where the fear factor is more subtle than just trying to smack you in the face with, hey, look at my pictures of bugs on the ring. Look how creepy I am.
That was stupid.
Yeah.
And what made that stupid, they should have done it once. When they did it 3 times throughout that match, that was dumb. But what was I going to say? Yeah, but he was like clean cut. His beard was trimmed up.
Mm-hmm.
He was more slim and trim and muscular. He,
Yeah.
he looked at the old Bray and was like, I was a bad man, and like cut him in half, and
I was a bad man.
and then he had like
Like,
glove that said hurt and heal. And if you look before he cuts, I don't know what the glove says. I gotta watch it back. That's what was good about this too, is you have to watch it back to get new shit. But he listens to the glove that says hurt and it says something, and then he cuts the cardboard cutout in half. Like he holds his hand
That's
up
great.
with the hurt glove and says some shit, and then he cuts it. No, it was good, but like I said, everybody's saying this is the new gimmick. If it is, cool. Let's see where it goes. But my thing is, I feel like we don't know shit right now because this is like, huh? So, yeah. And then AJ Styles beat Baron Corbin. Phenomenal forearm. It was a great match. Well, no, I don't say great match. It was a good match, and he won. AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins, Money in the Bank. Moving on to SmackDown, we'll hit. We need Shane McMahon and Miz is apparently over, so I guess that WrestleMania was the feud ender it needed to be for that, which it should be for everything. And now we have. So Shane McMahon came in and recapped the whole thing with him and Roman and Vince. Excuse me. And what was funny though was when he said, "Because hitting another man's father is such a terrible thing to do," which is hilarious. And then of course,
yeah. I do like. I always like the hypocritical. Like, how dare you?
Shit is always good. Now when Roman walked out, first thing I thought about was you, because I was like, I know Pete loved this shit. When Roman walked out, like he was gonna like talk on the mic, and then just threw it to the side, and then proceeded to start whooping ass. I was like, that is what they need to have Roman do. Play to their strength.
That's the Roman people like. People like, ooh, brute, I'm angry Roman. People don't like suffering succotash Roman. Keep suffering succotash off the screen. That's the wrong alliteration. You just want Roman Reigns. Roaring Roman Reigns.
Wrong alliteration. But then Elias hit him with the finisher that everybody forgot he had, which was Drift Away. And yeah, that was in there. And then
I didn't forget he had it. That's his only finisher.
You didn't forget he had it, but everybody else did.
This is finisher!
Which he never really does.
He does when he wins.
Okay.
I'll put it that way.
I feel like
I'll put it that way. I feel like it makes both our points. But go ahead.
Exactly. And then Elias challenged Roman Reigns to a fucking match in Money in the Bank through song backstage. That was weird to me. I was like, really?
It's
okay.
Elias.
And then Roman, of course, accepted. So Roman versus Elias in Money in the Bank with the McMahon.
It was stupid to go, will he accept? Motherfucker, this is Roman Reigns, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Drew McIntyre beat the motherfucker up for a month, giving him multiple concussions storyline-wise, and he's still like, no, I'm gonna fight you. Don't do it, Roman. Don't do it. Think of your wife, your kids, your leukemia. You can't do it. And he's like, no, now I gotta keep my family out your mouth, mother.
Right.
Elias does far less and challenges him, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. He didn't give me 3 concussions. Why wouldn't I?
Billy Kay wrestled Monday. Peyton Royce wrestled Tuesday. Peyton Royce lost to Kairi Sane, so both people lost to the new person on the show. Naomi beat Billy. Kairi beat Peyton.
What do you think of Kairi Sane?
Well, I was gonna say real quick. I think that again. Hey, Kairi. Welcome to the main roster. Now we're gonna cut away from your entrance real quick and come back from commercial when it's done. What the fuck? Anyway, I wasn't a fan of that. What I think of Kairi, I love Kairi Sane.
Okay.
I love Kairi Sane. I think that her entrance, as dumb and goofy as it is,
it's
like
fucking
it.
Cute.
What I was gonna say is I like it though because it's hers.
Mm-hmm.
And she makes it work.
It's fucking adorable. like my roommate.
It's
Like
her
I
that
remember.
makes it work.
I remember when they
like,
were first showing her for like the Mae Young Classic or whatever the fuck it is in NXT, when they're like, "Hey, here's a bunch of new women superstars, maybe." And they first were showing her. My roommate was like, "Oh, look at her! I like her. She's like cute." It's like, "Oh, she thinks she's a pirate. Look at her." And then she comes out and and he cracked me up because she came out like this time and she had her like little steering wheel thing. Like, "Oh, there she is again. Look at her. She's got the steering wheel. She doesn't even know how to use it. Look at her." And I thought about it because all she does is hold it on a stick and spin it. Look around. So it's like, oh, she doesn't even. No, I fucking love it. Like I said, I like Kairi. It's hers. It's unique.
It's her. Exactly. It makes her stand out.
It's unique. She's a fucking. She thinks she's a pirate. It works.
A pirate.
It's great. I love what Kairi say.
Like I said last week, which my brother pointed out, when they go to Tampa for WrestleMania.
No, I agree.
They better play into.
There's no if she's on the show unless you're talking about injury. No, she has to be on that show and she has to do something like big. It's on a fucking pirate ship. she's your residential pirate.
Oh, that'd be so fucked up. Shout out to Paul Burchill back in the day for anybody who gets that reference.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, like I said, the only thing I didn't like about this match was the fact that they cut away from her entrance when she came out. Because that's like, she just got called up. Let her have her fucking entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we talked about Jinder Mahal being called up. And then fucking Lars Sullivan was like, Jinder Mahal was supposed to wrestle Chad Gable.
Oh yeah, my roommate called that from like a fucking mile away. He saw Chad Gable coming. He saw Chad Gable coming down to the ring. He's like, oh, he's so not making it to the ring. There's no way they let Chad Gable make it to that ring. And then sure enough, right before he gets to the ring, I'm like, wait, he's not over 40. Hey, what are you doing, Lars?
Speaking of people that WWE don't care about, they don't care about Chad Gable. So, yeah. No, that's why he said he ain't gonna make it and called it. Lars Sullivan, he whooped Chad Gable's ass. He whooped both Singh brothers' ass. And he whooped fucking like I think Jinder got away, if I'm not mistaken. I think he whooped a little bit of Jinder's ass, but Jinder got away and left the Singh brothers to get their asses kicked,
as he is wont to do.
And then R-Truth, right, exactly. And then R-Truth fucking shows up. My first thought when R-Truth came out and I heard his music, I was like, oh shit, Carmella gonna come out and fucking get eaten, like the fuck. But no, R-Truth showed up to, like, I guess get vengeance and then proceeded to get his ass kicked.
I'm like, there's the person over 40. The streak continues. All right.
Fucking R-Truth did a lie detector on this dude, like the little spinning lariat.
Speaking of fucking lie detectors, are we not talking about what Andrade did earlier in the night? In his fucking match. Where he fucking ran and jumped off the fucking turnbuckle to the outside with a fucking lie detector type thing?
Why can I not remember this?
Shit was sick. WWE didn't even fucking replay it. I was so mad. They went to a fucking commercial break.
That's probably why I don't remember it then.
So mad.
Wow.
Andrade Cien Almas. Godlike.
No, that dude is amazing. You know, make what you will of Dave Meltzer, because definitely his word is not law. But he gave fucking 5 stars to the match, I believe, that he had on TakeOver with Gargano.
Well, so, yeah. Speaking of Dave Meltzer, he doesn't like anything going on right now at the top of the cards. He doesn't like Kofi as champ. He doesn't like Becky as champ. He doesn't like Zach and Kurt. Because he doesn't like this whole you deserve it era. He thinks the best superstars, in his opinion, Roman and Wendy, should be the ones with the titles.
Oh my God. God damn it! You got to give the heels the titles every now and then, and then every now and then you give it to the faces that you tell the audience what they like. So
how about?
And every now and then you give the audience what they fucking want.
Yeah, usually that's what his other guy apparently was saying. Like, dude, no, you don't understand. You're thinking of it the whole way. No, you got to give people what they want. If people, you can't just do whatever the fuck you want and just this is my show, I do what I want, because people have other options now. They can go and watch other shit. Like, that's why you had to go with The Rock and Stone Cold in the 90s. You could act like you engineered that yourself, but when you tried to engineer that yourself, people shat on it. And they were like, fuck this, we'll watch WCW. And then you're like, oh, well, who do you want to see?
Right, because Stone Cold was not the first pick. Like, Austin 316 and, like, the whole Austin era and all that shit came from... like Stone Cold just making the fans like
The Rock.
And they ran with it.
The Rock wasn't the first pick. The first pick was Rocky Maivia. The first pick was Rocky Maivia, and people like, Rocky my shit. Get him out of here.
Shit, John Cena.
John Cena
with the Dr. Thugonomics and shit. Like, he was a heel like a motherfucker. The crowd loved him. They fucking turned him face.
Yeah, they wanted WWE wanted Wandy to be the guy then.
Sometimes you got to give the people what they want. But anyway, I brought Dave up because we're not gonna shit on Dave. But I brought Dave up to say his word ain't law, but he did get 5 stars to Andrade because Andrade is amazing. So that was the reason I brought him up. Moving on, first face to face with Charlotte and Becky, and yeah, then this basically culminated. Something was up by the fact. I'm saying something's up by the fact that Charlotte was dressed to wrestle and Becky wasn't, first of all.
Yeah, Charlotte's like, look here, you may be the champ, but there ain't no stopping me now. I celebrate on the floor, ready to go.
I see what you did. Because the person whose theme music that was then comes out and it's like, hey, Bayley. And then Bayley shows some fire. I was like, yes. When, like, Charlotte, like, put her hand on her and she was, like, pushing her off and shit. I was like, yes. We got some fire, yeah. Bayley push her off, say fuck Charlotte. Yeah, they might push Bayley. Why did I think that could happen?
Pretty much.
No. Okay. All right, Jazz. You go in the corner and think about what you did. Like,
Yep.
For a second, I was like, maybe we could get no. Because I didn't think there was a possibility that Bayley would win at Money in the Bank. But for a second, I thought maybe they'll let Bayley get the shot at Money in the Bank.
Yeah. We'll see who goes to Money in the Bank next week.
Why you say that?
Because, well, Money in the Bank's 2 weeks away, and next week Alexa Bliss announces who goes to Money in the Bank.
Oh, you mean the main, like the 2 Money in the Bank matches? I thought you meant who's gonna like face Becky. I was like, no, Charlotte is. I didn't know what you meant. I got you now.
Oh, no, they're not doing that for Bayley. Are you silly? They don't like Bayley.
Yeah, I told you Becky was gonna wrestle twice in one night though, and then there you go. She's gonna wrestle Charlotte. And she's gonna wrestle Lacey,
and probably lose both of them because WWE.
I'm not ready for Becky 2 belts to be Becky 1 belt or Becky no belts. She need to keep both of them belts for a second.
Well, Charlotte might have something to say about that.
I feel like Lacey,
and they're really high up on Lacey Evans.
I know why you got to be right about both of those. I don't want to admit either one of these to myself.
Vince likes his blonde chicks. Ask Alexa Bliss about how much Vince likes his blonde chicks.
That's exactly what my brother was saying to me, man. He was saying the same thing. WWE likes blondes. I mean, yeah.
I mean, well, I don't know about Charlotte, or Lacey for that matter. Never mind.
But anyway,
blonde chicks in general. It's not bad to like blonde chicks.
No, I didn't say nothing was wrong with it. I'm just saying. But yeah, so basically what I'm getting at is I'm not ready for Becky 2 belts to be Becky 1 or Becky no belts. I think she needs to keep both of those. I want her to keep both of those, of course. But I think that if she loses one, it will be to Charlotte.
Yeah.
And then they might do another winner take all down the line. I love the dynamic of Becky, who has turned from straight fire to the man and is still going against Charlotte because they used to be friends and all that shit. But speaking of Cena and Randy, don't turn this into Cena and Randy, where that's all we fucking get every fucking year.
That was the point of Bayley's promo. She came out and said, "You guys keep talking about like all this, but I feel like I'm just watching the same shit over and over again."
Yeah,
and that was the point of Becky's promo. Becky's like, Charlotte, get the fuck out the ring. Let somebody else have a chance.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's so like it's like WWE is aware of it, but they just don't care. Possibly.
Oh, that's been WWE for like the past couple years. It's like, hey, let's get a cheap pop by telling the fans, hey, we're listening to you. See, the wrestler just referenced what the internet is saying, and they say, fuck you, internet. This is my fucking show. Sit your ass down and watch it.
We hear you, but we're not listening.
Oh no, we're listening and we're fucking cleaning our ears out right afterwards.
Right.
Fuck you. Like, sit down. Shut up. Eat your fucking veggies.
They said do what? Ah, okay. All right. Shit. Give Kofi the title right after he like the whole crowd was chanting his name against Randy.
I will admit to a certain extent. I will admit to a certain extent. I kind of have to agree with my roommate. While I'm happy that Kofi won, I'm surprised they let him keep it for 2 weeks.
Oh, hell yeah.
That shit had he loses it the next night written all over it.
Well, this is my thing.
Well, you say they didn't this isn't actually a sign of respect to Kofi because he's on SmackDown and not Raw.
No, well, honestly, I'll get into what I meant by that. But no, but this is my thing anyway. My whole thing is, right, you talking about the whole you deserve it era, like what Dave said, and then everybody. My whole thing is, how many of the people, because a lot, I said this to, I was saying this to my brother, besides the two intermediate titles, the Intercontinental and the United States with Joe and Balor, every title was like changed hands and got a new champion at WrestleMania. So how many of these people, and they're all faces, how many of these people are going to be transitional? Like, who's losing it at the next fucking like Money in the Bank? That's what I want to know.
Not Seth.
Yeah, because we got Seth, we got Ryder and Hawkins, we got fucking
Ryder and Hawkins,
the Iconics. We've got Kofi. We've got what else? Who else? I missed somebody. Oh, Becky with both of them.
I'd say Kofi, Ryder Hawkins, not the Iconics, not Seth. Becky maybe for one of the two titles.
Becky might lose one, yeah.
Kofi's a maybe depending on who they put him against.
They need to let Kofi keep that thing, man.
Well, they're not gonna because it's WWE.
Well, speaking of Kofi, before we fully get into like, ending thoughts or whatever and whatever else, Kofi versus Shinsuke Nakamura. The main point of this match, it culminated in Big O turning on the New Day.
Now that was one thing I said at the beginning of the night. The second I realized this wasn't a 1 week thing, I'm like, oh, he's gonna turn on them. I thought it would be at Money in the Bank at least. I thought they might stretch this out a bit longer.
They gotta set it up for Money in the Bank.
Apparently.
So that way Kevin Owens can challenge him for it.
Well, there's other people on the roster that could have challenged him.
Well, of course, but we just talked about how WWE don't give a fuck sometimes, so there you go.
Well, you can still have Kofi win it, and then, in the midst of celebration, Kevin fucking kicks him in the face and power bombs Xavier, does literally all that shit.
Well, if it is a fuck you fans, they got to set it up for Kevin Owens to challenge him and then give it to Kevin Owens, which I hope they don't do, but there you go.
And they could have just given it to Wendy again, too. Because,
Where is Randy right now? Yeah.
They could have just given it to Wendy, though.
Who has the SmackDown tag titles, too?
Usos?
They're on Raw now, aren't they?
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. I was thinking about that. Yeah, I can't think of who has those titles on the top of my fucking head. I know, right? Yeah. But no. So basically, yeah.
Wait. Usos won it at Mania, or they retained it at Mania. I didn't watch the SmackDown after Mania.
I did. So the Usos have the titles?
Well, they got Superstar shook up last week.
Yeah, they're on Raw.
All right. Well, who are the SmackDown tag teams? It's not Nakamura, Shinsuke, and Rusev.
Right.
It ain't the Bar.
I'm about to say the Bar was a tag team, but not anymore. Right.
It ain't the Club because they don't like the Club at WWE.
Who the fuck? They don't even have that many fucking tag teams now. I don't know, man. I was thinking about this to myself, like off air, like yesterday, I think, and I couldn't think, and I was like, well, maybe when I get on the podcast with Pete, like maybe Pete will know.
Oh, we're stupid.
Your ass don't know.
We're stupid. We're stupid. I do
What?
remember this. It's the goddamn Hardys.
Oh, wait. Did they have a match at WrestleMania that we just completely forgot about?
They had it to SmackDown after WrestleMania.
I did not remember that shit. Okay. All right. Where the fuck they been? But anyway.
On SmackDown, winning the titles.
Where were they last week? So how did I completely?
They did like a promo with the belts on one of these 2 weeks.
Oh no, they did. That's right. Wow, I forgot. Wow. All right. Well then. All right. Much respect to Matt and Jeff, but I did not remember that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on. Close out the show. Like I said, it's pretty obvious we're gonna get Kevin Owens versus Kofi match at Money in the Bank. So yeah, I hope Kofi keeps it, but it does seem as though they might give it to Kevin Owens. I don't know.
Well, they ain't taking the title off of Seth, so that just leaves Kofi.
I think that Kofi's gonna keep it right now. But like I said, everybody except for the Iconics who have titles right now are faces. Well, let's see. Except for the Iconics and Samoa Joe, everybody who has a title are faces.
Samoa Joe has a title?
United States. Samoa Joe has the United States, Finn Balor has the Intercontinental. They switched Joes. So everybody besides Samoa Joe and the Iconics are faces who have titles. And then everybody except Finn Balor and Samoa Joe won the title at fucking like Mania, and then the Hardys won it the night after. So my whole thing is like I said before, like who are they gonna let everybody keep these mugs? Because this is what we as the fans want. Mm-hmm. Sometimes like understandably you gotta let the heel win. You do.
Yeah.
But who are they gonna take it off of?
I don't know.
Please don't take it off of Becky. Let her keep both. Please don't take it off of Kofi. Not yet.
Well, if they're gonna protect Becky, they're definitely protecting Seth. Let's be honest. He's not going anywhere. Monday Night Rollins and all that. Mm-hmm. So if they're gonna give it to anybody, they're either taking both belts off of Becky and making her Becky no belts and having Charlotte call her that for like the next year, or you have Kofi lose it.
Well, this is my thing though, because the two biggest people in the company right now are Becky Lynch and then Kofi Kingston because of the whole like Cinderella story and everything. So I would think Seth Rollins going up against AJ Styles being like the big,
Kofi has the Cinderella story.
I would think AJ Styles.
Kofi has the Cinderella story, and also, obviously, for a certain group of people, yes, he's biggest thing in the company right now.
Oh,
if you're talking about the global scale, and if I'm being honest, I'm pretty sure Seth is still bigger.
Really? I would have said the only person bigger than I would say, honestly, biggest person in the company, Becky Lynch, but if we have to say so, Roman Reigns. That's what I would say.
Well, that's who the company cares about the most, but I think Roman has people more back-teetered toward positive with him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But if we're talking about fan opinion, Seth much more than Roman.
I'm not talking about diehard fan. I'm talking about like more.
No, I'm talking about the casuals too. Casual fans loved him some fucking Seth.
This is true, but I'm saying like
because you got to remember, even the casual fans hated the Brock Lesnar reign.
Yeah, everybody hated that, right?
So, and they loved him some Seth. Everybody loves him some Seth, and like,
yeah,
he shouldn't have gone first at Mania, but that's just it
I heard
worked
that
with
was
the story.
Called like fucking like not that long before the like Mania started. I heard that like Alexa Bliss and Hulk Hogan didn't even know that shit was about to happen. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
So yeah, like they called an audible, like not like minutes, but like not too long before Mania started.
All right.
They were like, let them have a match. What the fuck, you? But anyway, like I was saying, I think that if anybody has the best chance of winning a title, it's either like so far, it's gonna either be. Well, no, Kevin Owens would have a good chance of winning. AJ Styles would have a good chance of winning, and Charlotte would have a good chance of winning based off of just like namesake. So, but I think that AJ has the best chance of like getting it because he's AJ goddamn Styles and he hasn't had a big title yet. Like so.
Well, AJ is the guy that built. AJ is the guy that built the house called SmackDown, but now he's on Monday Night Rollins. So there's that. Becky has a decent chance of keeping, has a pretty much 50-50 chance of keeping or losing both belts. Kofi has a greater than 50% chance of losing, but I can still see him keeping it. If you want to know who I think, if they actually classify it as a match, that's gonna definitely steal a title, or win a title, Andrade.
From who?
Finn.
Oh yeah.
Andrade, because, A, being Charlotte's boyfriend, 2, the demon's on cooldown right now. So it's perfect time. Perfect timing. The demon's on cooldown, so you might as well take advantage of that while you can.
And WWE doesn't care about Finn by himself. So, like,
well, at least they protect the damn demon.
True. No, this is true.
Like, you gotta give him that. At least when he comes out as the demon, there's like a 95% chance he's fucking winning that match. Every match might be the one where, the demon finally got defeated because we gotta push the villain. But for now, it's a 95+% chance that someone's gonna fucking die. Because here comes the goddamn demon. When the demon's off cooldown, now it goes on cooldown for like 3 to 4 months, and he can't use it. But when it's off cooldown, that's a free win. Which I like that trade storyline-wise, too, as well. I like that trade storyline as well. Like, demon's on cooldown. Oh, it's off cooldown, free win.
No,
you fucked with Finn one too many times. You're like, demon's on cooldown? I'm gonna fuck with Finn Balor while the getting's good. I'm better than you, Finn. Leave me alone.
Shit, I'm better than you, Finn. The demon on the game has better overall than Finn Balor. Like a few
Wait,
more
there's
points,
separate characters on the game too? That's hilarious. There's separate characters in the game too?
Yeah, they are separate, right? It's Finn Balor and then the demon Finn Balor.
That's amazing.
But anyway, so closing it out, Money in the Bank as it stands, Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans for the Raw Women's title. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's title. Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the Universal Championship. And then Roman Reigns versus Elias in just a regular singles match are the matches that have been announced so far.
Who's not winning a match that night?
Elias.
Oh, no, he is not.
We both agree on that one.
Hello, I am a...
Oh shit! So we both.
Who wants to walk with the Wait, what? That's not how it goes. Get smacked.
Oh shit!
WWE stands for Roman Reigns. Wait, stop messing up my catchphrases. No, I'm Roman Reigns. Believe that. I hate you. Too bad. It's my yard now. Woof woof, mother.
I mean,
I want to see him do that one week. Come out to someone and be like, I guess you forgot. I'm the big dog. What? Woof woof, mother. And he just punches her, like drops the mic.
What?
He drops the microphone. He like woof woof, mother drops the mic and punches her.
I told you I never was like a huge Roman Reigns fan. Even when he was in the shit, I liked him, but I just never liked him to the extent of everybody else. Not that I'm saying go me or whatever, but if he did that, he'd be my new favorite wrestler. Yo, he'd be my new favorite of all time.
Right? Right?
Because I'd be like, because if you said it, I'd be like, wait, what the hell? What do you say? Huh? I'd be confused as shit.
You could definitely show, like, definitely sell t-shirts that just say woof woof mother and it just, like, cuts off.
Mother ...
Yeah. Woof woof mother microphone.
Any last thoughts? Any last thoughts before we close this up, man?
Woof woof mother. I can't really top woof woof mother.
On that note, armchair bookers. Hopefully y'all like this episode. Please continue to keep listening to what is going on. We will continue to keep making these, be more consistent, and seriously put your comments below or wherever the comments happen to be about what y'all, like your input. I really want to get a dialogue going. I know we talking to ourselves, just two of us, but we want to get a dialogue going with y'all. So comment what y'all think. Please, we would love to get that happening. And even if that is constructive criticism about how we can make the show better for you all, for your listening pleasure as well. That being said, some plugs that we did not do last week that we're going to get in the habit of doing also. You can follow me at Super Jazz number 2. Super Jazz number 2 on Twitter. That's SUPERJAZ number 2 on Twitter. That's my own Twitter. You can follow my rap singing music duo on Twitter. That's at Same Difference, SAMEDIFFERENC. On Twitter, we haven't really tweeted in a minute, but you can follow us on there as well. You can follow my Instagram. That's at JAZTUCKER on Instagram, as well as you can go on Spotify and check out 20something, which is an album if you want to hear me rapping, or Kicks the Door In, Same Difference. You got to type in the whole thing for a single that we have as well. And you can also type in Super Jazz on Spotify to hear my solo song, and I should be having an EP coming at some point down the line. And you can look at Same Difference if you want to see some old skits of me and my friend on YouTube. You got anything to plug, Pete?
Well, if we're talking about Twitter, I have a Twitter, yes. It's at Giotavi, that's GIOTAVI. It is, there's no video. But yes, it's at GIOTAVI, that's Twitter. Then you got my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/ you guessed it, GIOTAVI, Giotavi. Also, I have a YouTube where I also have videos where I talk to this gentleman, and you can see our faces and everything. That's, you guessed it, YouTube/Feo Grande. Well, you get this, it's the bit. Yes. For whatever reason, it's different than the other two. But yes, Feo Grande, FEO Grande. It's all one word. Yeah, I do some stuff on there. Like I said, I have videos up there with me and Jazz talking about some Dragon Ball, some more nerdy stuff. You know how it goes. Or not nerdy.
Gotta keep
geeky
that nerd
stuff.
moving.
Geeky stuff. Because I like Dragon Ball. You can't tell, but you would if you watched my thing. Because you would actually see behind me is a Dragon Ball picture. I likes me some Dragon Ball. But I also have a Let's Play thing going on there at the moment with some Final Fantasy IX, where I'm trying to work on voice acting in it as well, trying to develop some voice acting skills / improve upon them once they're developed. So yeah, it's fun.
That being said, like I said, we're going to close it out. So, thanks for listening to Armchair Bookers. Woof woof, motherfucker. No. If you need to make an audible, you can always call it in the ring.
Adiosness.
Bye, y'all.